Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Welcome back to another Memory Planning Monday video. This is a process video in my new storyline chapters insert, so if you'd like to see what I'm going to do, stick around. Hi planner friends, thanks for joining me today. It's Jen with ChappyPlans. This is my Memory Planning Monday series. It's one of my absolute favorites. I'm so blessed to be a part of this amazing community and just to extend my creativity into memory planning, which has been my joy and just my passion since the beginning of the year. So I did complete my first storyline chapters insert, and you can see that full flip through. I will link it at the end of this video. And this is the new one that I have. I do need to cut out a bunch of the pages because this is the OG version, where when Heidi first designed these, they came with 6 months worth of pages, weekly spreads, but they get too thick too quick. So I will cut out the pages and have them as extras. I've seen people use the cinch or use a disc punch to put these on rings. I like the book bound idea because I want them all to be housed in one album at the end of the year. So all that being said, let me show you what I've got. I haven't even decorated the front yet, but the first half of the first full week of April is where I started with this one. And if you follow me over on Instagram, if you're not, you should. PSA, follow ChappyPlans on Instagram. Anyway, I'm very active over there and I like to share my process and my stories if I'm not filming. So this page turned out really well, in my opinion. I'm very happy with it as I get more and more comfortable with how I want to lay things out. You'll notice on my pages, I tend to not have a lot of white space, even with like regular decorative planning, which is how I began this journey. I don't like a lot of white space, just a personal preference. So this is April 4th and I'm using pretty much all Heidi Swapp products on this page. Yeah, it's all Heidi Swapp. So the paper came from the Art Walk paper pad. I think you can still find it at Joann if you're interested. This one is from the March Stop the Blur kit. And it just says, Mondays are not exciting, but this time Nora had her dental appointment. She loves her dentist and snapped this selfie, which is amazing because she began going to the dentist when she was almost 2 due to an oral trauma. So this is a big improvement. So I had to print this one out because she took this on her own, and I just put bring it on, and then I put a little star stamp. I love the new stamps from the May Stamp Society kit. And then this little puffy sticker that says bring it, or above the bring it on. And I chose to show the journaling and not the photo just because I liked the color. I wanted it to be a little bit more muted up here. And then I took a picture of my Starbucks because I don't think they meant to put a heart, but I think that's so cute. So I said, boom, treating myself, and then happiness is. And then I used another arrow over here that says hooray, ice cream, time to treat myself with. And then there's Nora doing her cross-eyed thumbs up for her ice cream. And then this little pocket I created using, let me grab so I just got this from scrapbook.com, and it's housing some of my Heidi Swapp goodies, and I blame Jamie Pate for this. Thanks, Jamie. I'm sure she's sorry, not sorry. But I did use this die cut here. I dusted off my Sizzix Big Shot and created this pocket. It's a little janky, but it's fine. I liked in her Stop the Blur class where she shows this technique where it looks like it's just folded, but actually, surprise, it comes completely out. And there's a little picture of Nora. I journaled on the back. I love this pic so much. Nora was feeling herself, performing We Don't Talk About Bruno. And that's her little wireless microphone we got for Christmas a couple years ago. She was in it, man. She was in it. And so then what I did, I originally had these 2 photos in here, and I was like, I think I want to have them pull out the bottom. So I cut off the bottom after it was already glued on the page, which is why it's all funky looking, but that's all right. And this one says loving and this one says relaxing. And then journaling on the back, Jeeves was feeling particularly snuggly today. He actually let Nora hold him. I had to capture this sweet moment. And then Jeeves typically snuggles me like this at night. Prayer pause. Consider yourself hugged is something I printed out on sticker paper from Heidi Swap's Stop the Blur class. Isn't that funny how he lays on me? He lays like completely on me and he'll rest his paws like on my face. So cute. He doesn't do that with anybody else. This is very atypical. So two snuggly cat photos. And then I put a 6 with an arrow because that was the 6th, even though it's like lined up on Tuesday. So don't feel too confined by, you know, the dates. It's really just a guideline, in my opinion. Okay, and then this was the 7th, so I had a lot of fun creating this tag. I guess it's not a tag, but whatever, card. Using all different Stamp Society kits, but a lot of the ones from the new May kit. And on the back, I wrote about meeting my friend Julie for the first time in person. I guess not for the first time, but in New York. We met in Michigan. It's a long story, so I won't go into it all, but we met in Michigan when we were there visiting Matt's family, and then she moved to the same city we live in, and we're both Korean American adoptees, and so it's so fate, you know. It's just such, in my opinion, a God-ordained friendship, and so yes, such a blessing. So I put this poll here. I created this tag, been using my Crocodile, and then put the printable on this acetate, and we got like the most delicious ramen. And I only covered up our photo because, again, I wanted to have bring in some of this, like, I don't know what color this is, like a mustard straw color. And so the tag pulls out, we have the picture of the ramen, and then I Can't Even, which was the original tag that was supposed to sit in here. I just cut out the words and then glued it on the back. And then there's my friend Julie and I taking a selfie, of course. Nothing on the back because I journaled on here. And then this, it just says, we had a new washer delivered. I locked my keys in the car, and Matt came to the rescue, and I got new shoes for Nora. So that was some things that happened on this half of the week. So that's everything for there. And now getting over to the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I've said this in my other videos. It takes me like 2 to 3 hours to do one half of a page. I know it's crazy, but alas, that's the reality, and it's fine. So what I do is, since I take out all of the kit items and put them in, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna take my camera. Sorry, making you dizzy. I put them in here, and they're all kind of like together now. So I have all my little pads here. I have all little pockets and tags all together. And then I have stickers and alphas, and then papers, printables, and then a whole bunch of other, like, these are puffy stickers that I reach for a lot of the time. And then the other items are in here. But anyway, let me put you back. Do you like my hot pink yoga pants? You're welcome for that little tour. So what I do is I take these plastic sleeves that the kits come in, and I keep all the pictures and things I think I might want to use for the week, and scraps that I want to use, like have left over from the first half, in here, so that I can reach for them for the other half of the page if I want to. So I think that's a handy little trick, and it helps with cleanup, because y'all know we make a giant mess. I always try to show you the crafter math when I'm done. Distress oxiding colors are prize ribbon, faded jeans, fossilized amber, and tattered rose. Those are the main colors I used. I did pull originally saltwater taffy, but I ended up not using it. And the pictures, so these are all from the 10th, and we went to as you can see, we went to Apex. There was pancakes with the Easter Bunny and an Easter egg hunt and games. So there we are having pancakes, and Nora playing. There's her dad. She's in the car, ready to go. Playing Mario Kart, sitting on Daddy's lap. So cute. So I printed all these out, and I was trying to figure out how to house them because I don't, you know, the colors definitely don't coordinate with what I've got going on over here. This one maybe, but I'm thinking I'm going to do something else with these. And then this was Nora's first time having her friend Tessa over on the 8th. So that I think I will leave. I might leave this one out because it's so cute. I love the picture of the two of them. Okay, friends. So now you know what my plan is. I'm just going to get started. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm working on making the 6 photos from the Sunday Easter Bunny event into these like flippable, flappable, flippity flaps. And I got the idea from Heidi Swap's Stop the Blur class. I obviously made it a little bit different. Well, not obviously. If you're in her class, then you'll know that I made it differently. And originally I was going to put it on that pinkish cardstock from a Storyline Chapters album with paper. But I decided you're not going to see the colored paper, so put it on white cardstock, silly, and don't waste the colored paper. So I used the colored paper to be the background, and I figured I would write on that and have that be underneath the photos, and then I can also use that big 4x6 piece of cardstock as like a pocket for the photo that we had taken of us at the event. So I realized that I wanted to make this photo a little bit more sturdy so that when I kept pulling it in and out of the pocket that it had a backing to it, and also it would be easier for me to journal on. So I put this thick cardstock on the back. I think it was like 80 GSM paperweight, and then I created a tag using my tab punch, not a tag, a tab, using my tab punch, and that's what I'm going to be using to slide the photo in and out. And then I just rounded the corners because I thought they would have less chance of catching on the double-sided tape that's underneath the pocket. And now I'm just sorting through all of my Stop the Blur class printables to figure out what would work on the page. And I wanted to kind of bring some of that same, like the pull here, lift here, more details here, those little elements on the right side of the page. And now I'm gonna really speed this section up because it is going to be a while of me just stamping and creating this really fun, just stamp therapy. It took me a while, but it was a lot of fun, and I just played with all the different stamp sets that I have. So when I'm stamping, what I'm kind of learning is I'm sort of working like in layers. So I create sort of a base, which is all those grids, and then I decide to add like the alphas, and since those take up a lot of space, I use those as like sort of the second layer. And then filling in the information, stamping apex because that's where we went in the bottom there. And then now I'm just embellishing sort of the stamp with other stamp elements, not the stamp, the card with other elements. And so I wanted to use these circle bursts from the new Stamp Society kit and layer other circular stamps as well. And then I brought in a lot of these little stars in different sizes and colors. And I think I like when it's in a group of 3. So I have like a cluster of stars at the top, a cluster of stars on the right, and a cluster of stars on the left. And then I decided I didn't like the way that the back of the tag looked, so I just covered it up with that printable that I had on sticker paper that says Hippity Hoppity. And then I distressed it a little bit, and it fits in there really well. And then I remembered, okay, now I want to embellish the top of this photo flip up, and so I used the printable washi from the April Stop the Blur class, and then I cut out this little bunny, and I used some foam dots to have it stick up just a little bit and add some dimension to the page, and I really like the way it turned out. I think it looks super cute. So here I'm creating a little vellum pocket, and I was trying to decide what to put on the top there next to that photo because I want to showcase that photo. It's one of my favorites in this spread. So I trimmed down the vellum pocket and the tag, and I stole that tag from a different Stop the Blur kit. And then I just decided to fill in some of the space with printables that coordinated with the spread and also made sense as far as the sentiments go. So Sunshine State of Mind definitely makes sense because the girls got to go out and play. And then I made this other little envelope using the dies that I just purchased from Heidi Swap. Love the dies, they are so much fun. And I made that little tag, so that's gonna go in the bottom. But here I'm just practicing using my Crop-A-Dile. I am definitely a beginner with this tool. I know it's supposed to be pretty easy, but I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit special. So I just made that little tag, and now I'm trying to figure out how to embellish it. But I get distracted and decide I'm gonna come back to that and put down some washi around the page because I want it to look like it coordinates with the left side, which has this washi sort of randomly spread throughout. And really that's just a way for me to put some more color on the page and make everything look more cohesive. And so now I'm just placing down the rest of the elements that I'll be using on this page and decide I'm gonna stamp here instead of write. Why not? It truly is stamp therapy. So a new trend that I don't really get is this, what the sticker says, and I stamped in there the word bussin' because that is what Nora's friend said when she came for dinner. So I thought that that was hilarious. I needed to put that there. It just means that I'm old and I don't know what the current slang is. And then I put okay, question mark, with a pop dot to have it stick up a little bit. And then I journaled on the back of the tag, and I finally decided, oh, right, I should probably figure out what to do with the front. How about we have some more stamp therapy? So that's what I did. And so I decided to put more of these starbursts, I don't know what really they're called, but bursts all over the tag, and then also decided to put them all over the page like I did on the left side, because you know me and my white space. And to keep it consistent, I stamped the date on some of the photos and some of the journaling so that I remembered what day those things happened. And then I start adding these little puffy stickers to some of the photos and do all the journaling. Back to the printables. These are from the April Stop the Blur class. I decided to cut out this Happiness Is because it coordinates perfectly, and I kind of forgot what we did, so I went back and referenced my journal, and I remembered, oh, we took a little nap. So I wanted to journal about the rest of our day on Sunday, and that's what's in that little envelope there. And then I'm just looking for one more thing to put in between those two spaces on the bottom, and I put the rest definition because that's what we did. And then I decided to bring in some more of these black stickers to match the left side of the page where I use those. Then I'm going to my trusty dusty pile of puffy stickers and chipboard stickers and looking for some sentiments to put on the page that match and that make sense. So I put together, and then I put joy. And I also decided to add the XO to the left side of the page because there were no blue puffy words on that side. And then added in these little photo corners, and that's it. Okay, everybody, that is my process. I will show you the crafter mouth because it is insane, and I do try to clean as I go. So look what we have here. A mess, a giant mess, a giant mess, and more of a giant mess. Alrighty, so I will chat with y'all about this while I clean up. Obviously, if you listen to the voiceover, then you heard more details. But just to recap quickly, everything I use is Heidi Swap today. This entire spread, this entire week was all the Heidi Swap things. I did use the coordinating washi from the Art Walk collection and some twine that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. What I do with these scraps when they are done and I'm done with this spread, like when I'm, not when they're done, but when I have finished a spread and I have leftover scraps, I will take them all and put them back in my scrap folder, which this is just a clear pouch from Dollar Tree, $1.25 Tree. And I keep my printables in another $1.25 Tree folder. Sorry about the noise. I'm cleaning as I go. I'm kind of crunched for time today, so but it did take me about 3 hours to film this, or to do this whole side, which is a little bit crazy if you think about it, especially if you're coming from like the decorative planning world. I definitely wasn't, whoa, my bad, scissors down. I definitely wasn't prepared for the amount of time that I would be taking to create these, but they are truly like a labor of love, and I thoroughly enjoy every second that I spend doing these. So honestly, 120% worth it. Okay, so what we have here is just the two events that I had touched base on at the beginning of the video, which is the play date that she had, and then the big pancakes with the Easter Bunny event. So here I just stamped on this tag, or on this cardstock, and made it into a tag, and I tried to make it match the tag that I made down here. And then on the back I journaled, Tessa came over for the first time. The girls had a blast. They played Barbie's Kitchen, fidget trading, and went outside to enjoy the sunshine. And at the end, you saw that I was looking for little embellishments to add to the page, and I found these puffy stickers from Park Lane at Joann. So this one says Joy, and this one says Together. Originally, I was going to put the chipboard up there, but I didn't want to cover the stamping that you could see through the vellum pocket. And I did want to bring the acetate over here because I have it in two places on this side, but instead, I just opted for the vellum pocket. And then this is their photo. It just says the best. I wanted to bring in some of these word strips or phrases over here to coordinate with the left side. And so here is just a little trick that I learned in Heidi Swap's Stop the Blur class last month. It's not exactly the way she did it. I wanted to do it a little bit differently, so it's just my spin. I was going to maybe do some stamping underneath the bottom of these photos. I may trim this down after. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. But then this is just journaling about each of the pictures, how the line was super long, how it was pretty unorganized as far as like the breakfast portion went. Actually, the whole thing was kind of unorganized, but it wasn't too expensive, so it was worth it. And then it did come with a half an hour free gameplay, but without like winning any points or prizes, which makes sense. But Nora had a blast regardless. And then since it was first come, first serve, most of the eggs were gone by the time we got into the into Apex. So when we went to get her game card, the employee was super nice and let her literally fill her bag full of candy. So, and it was legit candy. Like, I thought it was just going to be, you know how sometimes when you go to like these things, these events, it's like all Smarties or all M&Ms. No, there were like the gummy sandwiches and Starburst and like, you know, decent sized mini candy bars, like name brand. So it was good candy. So she was excited about that. She filled up her whole little bag that they had given her. And then I just said that I love that she's not big enough to sit without Matt, my husband. So, and then some overall journaling about that. And then in here is just, happiness is taking an afternoon nap while Nora played quietly by herself. So that's what we did Sunday afternoon. We were exhausted. I think this event started at 9, but we got there at like 8:30. And then I just put this printable here that says rest, and this printable that says a new trend that I don't really get, bussin'. I don't know. It's something that the kids are saying now. I feel super old saying the kids are saying now, but that's what they're saying. So when Tessa came over for dinner, she goes, "Whoa, this is bussin'," like when we were eating, which apparently means like really good. And it's from a song. So that's all I know. But I'm officially old because I stamped okay, question mark. There were no little dots, so I tried to use the dot on the bottom of the question mark here to make the ellipses. So this was a little photo I trimmed down and rounded the corners that they gave us for free at the event. It did say like pancakes with the Easter Bunny 2022 or something, but it's fine. I trimmed it down so that I could write on the back and fit it in there. And so it just is a whole bunch of stamping, me playing with stamps. I stamped Apex and then the date. So yeah, I love that. That was a lot of fun. And I like this big pocket here. So that is my spread for April 8th through the 10th, my half week, and then the full week all together. Let me know what you think of this. I'm having a ton of fun. I will link subscription kits below. I usually don't link individual products because it would take me forever, but I do respond to DMs on Instagram or comments below. I'll do my best to get you any information that you're looking for. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my content. And remember that you are enough. I'll see you next time, friends. Take care. Bye.